It's time to rev your engines. The Syracuse Nationals proudly presents the Cavalcade of Cars, March 22nd through 23rd at the New York State Fairgrounds. The two-day indoor car show features all the classics, plus lifted trucks, Jeeps, motorcycles, and more. Cavalcade of Cars, CNY.com.
And welcome back live at the Carrabba's Italian Grill in the Fayetteville Town Center. It's the Coach Red Autry exclusive Q&A portion of the show, exclusive to our viewers here on QSportsTalk.com. And if you subscribe and follow the channel, you get a notification once the cameras go on and the mics go on. So that's what's happening right now, Coach. People getting the notifications. I can see people starting to log in. And if you have any questions for Coach Red, you can put them in the stream chat. We'll cover as many of those as we can as we head into the home stretch. And quick, in one way it's a quick season, and another way it's a long season, right? It's just it seems like we just started, and here we are, the last Thursday night get together.
Yeah, quick and long, right? Yeah, that's about right.
All at the same time.
Right. Yeah.
And then obviously the last couple of road games and quite a long trip. I heard you, Matt, talking about that, the swing down through Virginia Tech and then to Dallas, and tough road atmosphere in general.
Yeah, I mean, two teams that you got good home court, and obviously good opponents, and we played so well for most of the game and just couldn't get it done at the end. Towards the late stretches, we just made some timely mistakes and some miscues, whether it was offense, defense, whether it was a turnover, whether it was not getting a loose ball, a little bit of that stuff, and I think that all, whether it was, offensively, I thought finishing through some contact and being strong with the ball, things like that. So, I thought it was just a mixture of things, but, you gotta try to continue to get better. That's what we did today. We watched film, we reviewed it, and after every game, we go through our process, and then we try to get better at it and apply it and move on to the next game.
Well, I know we talked to JJ this morning, and same thing. The mentality is there. I mean, it's fighting hard and playing hard, and excited for the next opportunity against Virginia this coming weekend. And we were talking about the end of the SMU game, and he just said, that last shot that rattled around, he said that's what was happening all night long for him. That's what he felt like. Yeah, that one almost went down. So, but all fighting these guys.
Yeah, you have to. I think that's the one thing as a coach. You're trying to get your guys to every game, compete every game, and give it your all and try to win and compete. And I think these guys have given it all. We've just come up short this year. So, but it's they have no quit in them. This is a resilient group. They have no quit in them.
They're at that level fun to watch because they are playing their hearts out every time they're on the court. A couple questions rolling in here for you, Coach, on the QSportsTalk.com. Again, if you're watching and you want to enter the stream chat, fire away. And some of the questions that we've covered in various ways over the last couple of weeks involving the portal and what you guys will be looking for, what you're going to be looking for when that is available. So just to paraphrase the question, what kind of players are you going to be targeting upcoming here in the portal?
The one thing, I would love to answer that question, but I just really want to kind of focus on, this year, finishing up this year's, schedule as far as the games. And then once the season is over with, I kind of want to move on. I just think I don't want to say anything or I don't know what my roster is going to look like.
Sure.
So, again,
it's different. It's just a different process
it's
now.
It's a different process. And again, we are still playing games and meaningful games for us, so I just want to finish the season out and then kind of, I can, move on from there and see what we have and see where we're going.
Now, when you say like after the SMU game, you go through your process. What is that process for you guys?
For me, I typically get the game right away, and I watch it multiple times, and obviously we're trying to get better at things and talk about things that we talked about that we might not have done or things that we've done well. It's not just all, you try to break it down and you try to cut it down into a nice little edit for our guys, and then they come in and watch it personally with the position coaches as well. We watch it as a group, as a team, and we talk about things that are important. We kind of relive them and try to, let's get better from them. We always start off our film session with, this is like class. Let's have a growth mindset. Let's have an open mindset. And everyone's here to get better, and we're trying to get better, and that's what this film session is for.
Now, for the game on Saturday with Virginia coming to the Dome senior night, how many guys, because I know it's different too with guys who come in and transfer and play for a year, and some have been here longer, and then there's some walk-on guys and student managers. How many of the players and guys like that are going to be honored on Saturday?
I believe it's 9.
Wow.
Yeah, I believe it's 9. 9. Yeah, I believe the number is 9. So it'll be a lot of people out there on the court, a lot of families coming in town this week.
Well, and also a good reason for fans to come on out on Saturday night and really let these guys hear your support for the sweat. And
I tell you what, for all the talk or whatever, every home game that we've come to, the fans that have been there have really been good. They've been into it. They've been supportive. They've been loud. And I've probably thanked them for the first 8 or 9 games, and that's what makes it a special place, that they do, they support through the good times and bad times, and it's, obviously this has been a tough time for us this year, and they still have come out and supported, and I would say the same thing, these guys, they haven't quit, and I would like for people to come out and support them on their last night, and for a lot of these guys, this has been a dream of theirs to play at this level, at this stage, and at a place like Syracuse. So,
and for most guys, not just here but anywhere in the college sports, they're not going to go to a different level. Then this has been mostly this is it. I mean, this is the big night for them to celebrate their athletic career up to this point, and then for a lot of them, they're moving on to the next chapter of their lives.
Yeah, no, it's senior night is always emotional and special. The growth of guys coming into college at 18 and 19, and walking down and finishing up at 20, 22, some 23, whatever the number is, just to see that growth and the relationship that you've built, and now it's more of 1 year. Some could be 2 or 3 years, because of the transfer portal, but the relationship that you have and you build with those guys, and those bonds last, well beyond, beyond this.
This question here, and I'll get to, because we're just kind of talking about this, and I'll get back to some of the other ones there. Do you guys do anything special for senior night besides the game? Do you have like a dinner or anything with the guys, like away from the court?
No, we'll typically we'll do something, right before graduation. We haven't done it all the time, but I think obviously with me taking over this year, this is my first year. I had one senior last year. I think Munir was the one senior. This is my first year with second year. We got multiple seniors, so I'm sure that we'll probably do something with senior dinner or something like that. One last get together.
This one here, kind of a throwback. Coach, looking back, what was it like playing with Luther Wright in the McDonald's All-American game? Going up against Sean Bradley.
Big Lou B. Yeah, that was fun. Me and Luther, we actually, we hung out during that whole week in the McDonald's All-American game. We were big music guys. He would walk around. We walk around with our radios and just listen to music all day long. I know he was a big music guy, and I was too. So yeah, those are good memories. Luther, Big Lou B.
And then going up against Sean Bradley, 7, what was he?
7'6".
7'6" of Sean Bradley.
7'6", yeah. It was that whole week was unbelievable. There was so many, players there. Some that have passed, and some that are still here. But to play against all those guys, it was unbelievable. Sean Bradley was a guy that was like 7'6", that could shoot. He could dribble. He played baseball, I think, at that time when he was in high school, like a 7'6" baseball player, I believe. He played baseball or softball, something like that.
When the team was in Salt Lake City for the tournament a number of years ago, Mark Eaton. I remember Mark Eaton was there. Just there, he was there living in Salt Lake City, but he was up to that point the biggest guy I'd ever seen in person. Marquise. It was like, I didn't see Sean Bradley, but I saw him.
Well, he's about as big as Naheem.
Yeah, right?
Naheem was big too. So,
and I would say maybe in one of the ACC tournament games years ago in Washington, or maybe it was the NCAA, but George Mirasan was there sitting down.
Yeah, that's big. 7'7". Yeah, he's really big. Nice guy though. I got a chance to meet him. Nice guy.
This is a question, and I heard a little bit of the chat on the way in with you and Matt, and about, I know John Wildhack was on ESPN radio earlier today, and again, it kind of speaks to talking more about moving forward after the season. You're focused on the games that you still have right now.
Right now, I just think that it's fair. It's not fair to the team and right now to start talking about the future when we still have games to be played.
But at the same time, a vote of confidence. It was from the athletic director.
Yeah, no, it was obviously me and John, we talked, and we're just as focused to get this thing right. And I think that was the gist of the conversation, and then I think we got things in place, and I think we've adjusted well. He's allowed me, he supported me to make decisions and get things in place to move forward, to navigate the new landscape of college athletics, and that's really what it is.
So after coming back from Dallas, practice 9:30 in the morning. So what time did you guys actually get back into town?
You mean coming from the SMU game?
Yes.
That was late. That was a late night. It was about 5 in the morning. It was late. Yeah, we didn't practice the next day.
Oh, okay. I was going to say, I heard a little bit of that. It's like, whoa, that's hardcore.
Yeah, we didn't practice the next day. We did not practice the next day. Even if we'd had practice, it was no way we would have been able to, get out and practice. Our guys have recovery, though. So, have our guys come in, recovery massages, whatever it is, take care of their bodies, get themselves ready to go, which was our practice today. And then we'll get out to a little bit tomorrow and be ready to go Saturday.
Now, at the end of the season for all the coaches, and will this take place like at the Final Four? I know there's big coaches conferences, et cetera. Is that when these types of meetings will take place? For example, will you and the other coaches talk about these road trips that you had to take? And do you have input into that? Like, will they take that into consideration, or is it like, here's the schedule, get used to it?
That's the ACC meetings. Those conversations happen. The NCAA is really just, different. But the ACC meetings, we'll have those topics, discussions, and, things like that about travel and things like that. So we'll have those. It is a lot of us. It'll be a lot to talk about because there's a lot of teams that, like we went to the West Coast swing and the Texas thing. So I know it's half schools that didn't do that. So it'll be interesting.
Like, can you at least put a complaint in the comment box? Like, hey,
can we play these games early in the afternoon so we can get back to on time?
I know, because those West Coast games they're tough when we're trying to listen and watch back home here.
Yeah, it was like 11 o'clock at night.
11 o'clock games and those West Coast ones.
Games, yeah. I mean, it was funny. One of the days in between there, like I was like yarning at 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock at night. I mean, in the afternoon their time, and it was like, this is usually when I'm trying to lay down and get rest because I'm an early riser.
Question here in the stream chat again. If you're watching here on QSportsTalk.com, and if you have a question for Coach Red Autry, you can put it in, and we'll get as many as we can. Coach, I didn't see this, but I'll just run the question by you. After the Virginia Tech game, it was reported that their coach said, "I'm sorry" to you, like an apology, I guess. Is that normal banter between coaches after a game?
No, again, I'm very, very friendly and close with Mike, Coach Young, and again, I think if that was said, it was sometimes he's been doing it for a long time, and he knew we again, when you as a team you play that well, and then the team plays well on the road, and you kind of come up short, again, but he's someone that I kind of. When we talk about those AC meetings, I spend time with a great mind, great coach, with a lot of insight. So again, we have a
it's
lot
the
of
passion of the moment too, and
he's a veteran. He's a great coach, and
it's a tight community. I mean, you guys are friends away from all this, so you want to see each other do well. But
absolutely,
not everybody wins the game.
Everybody doesn't win the game, So he probably was talking about that. I don't know. That's what he probably was talking about. But again, he's competitive too now. He's trying to win.
A question, and I guess maybe Paulie could chime in here. What makes Paulie Sibilia such a great radio host? Is the question.
You know what? I think
I'm reading the question. I get to as many as I can.
You know what? I think his expertise, his experience, and his knowledge of
stuff.
Paulie?
I've seen a lot of basketball.
Yeah.
Legit. You've seen a lot of games. I mean, and because we talked about this was it yesterday was the 15th anniversary of ESPN in our building, but you'd been doing that 10 years before that.
Yeah, I used to tell listeners I could run the plays. I couldn't do it like in score, but I knew Jim Boeheim's plays just from sitting that close to him. Like when he threw the 3 up, I knew what that play was. I know what circles were. And all.
You knew that.
All the hand gestures, everything.
Yeah. No. I mean, again, he's been around the game a long time, and not just watching it, but again, fan of the game and grew up playing it. So. It's funny. He has a wealth of knowledge, and people like to call and argue a little bit.
In many different areas.
Yeah.
Maybe everybody is like the best at like 2 things. For example, Paulie might be the best at radio basketball host, but also 80s trivia.
Do you know what everybody's good at?
What?
Coaching basketball and hosting radio.
Oh yeah.
Exactly.
I caught a little bit of that. I'm not doing it there. I caught a little bit of that one.
This coach I like to look up once in a while on this day. So March 6th, just historically for SU basketball games. Generally, it's been a pretty good date for SU games in general. I will go back to March 6th, 1994. It was a Sunday game.
Is that a Georgetown game?
It was a Georgetown game.
Yeah.
And obviously, your senior year.
24.
For you had 21 with 8 assists, though.
Yeah.
And it was an 81-75 win over Georgetown.
Yeah.
Name the other 3. This is Coach Red Autry trivia. The other 3 SU players in double figures that day in that win over Georgetown in 1994 on March 6th.
You want me to answer them?
Yeah.
Lawrence Moore and John Wallace.
And then one more.
Lucas Jackson.
Otis
Hill.
had 10 in that game.
Yeah. I wasn't passing that much that game.
Also, March 6th, on this day, 2013, Syracuse win over DePaul. March 6th has been a pretty good day historically for SU.
Yeah, let's hopefully we can continue.
But James Sutherland was your leading scorer.
J-Mo. I was 2013.
2013.
No, DePaul?
Yeah, it's on the internet. It's got to be true.
No. DePaul with that. That wasn't. We were in the ACC then, wasn't we?
2013.
Yeah, because 2011.
Was it a 12
thing? Was the
was
last year we were in the Big East.
Is there a bizarre tournament situation where that game might have taken place?
Yeah, maybe it was.
Well, you won.
That's all that matters.
You won.
W.
And then going back 2018, another win against Wake Forest in Brooklyn on this day, March 6th.
Was it our first ACC win?
I think it might have been.
In the tournament, ACC tournament win.
In Brooklyn.
I think
it was.
Might have been. Yeah, that was Dolezaj.
Yeah.
Those guys, yeah.
20 points, and then 4 other guys in double figures that game.
Yeah. Andrew, yeah. I think it was, yeah.
Tyus Battle.
Frank.
Pascal Chukwu with 14. Frank had 11. Frank Howard, and O'Shea had 10.
O'Shea, yeah.
So March 6th is a good on this date. Hopefully they can continue into the weekend and into next week.
Yeah.
This one here, Coach, would you say that Conrad McRae was ahead of his time for an athletic big who could handle the ball, kind of like a Sean Kemp kind of player? I'm just reading the question. When they don't read them word for word, people get mad at me. You didn't ask my question.
Yeah, I'm not
You would
sure.
have gotten benched if you dribbled the ball.
Yeah, I'm not sure I seen Conrad dribble the basketball. I know he would dunk though.
Yeah.
He was definitely good. He was definitely when you talk about Sean Kemp, that was probably the only thing that they
That they had in common.
yeah, they can dunk the ball.
Who else would have gotten pulled out of the game if they tried to dribble?
Oh man, probably Dave Syak. I'm trying to think of who else. My first year, I played with LeBron. LeBron would escape dribble a couple of times,
Did he?
1 or 2, and then get it out. Yeah, but but coach, the big guys did not dribble the basketball.
No,
that was now for the big guys. It was for the guards. Yeah, coach didn't like the big guys dribbling the basketball.
Well, on ahead to the game first against Virginia, 8 o'clock again, the senior night in Virginia, in kind of a similar situation for your team here. But what are they looking like right now? They're playing well toward the end of the season, though.
Playing really well. Me and Matt talked about that earlier on. They won. Winners at 5 out of their last 8, and the 3 that they lost to were against Clemson, somebody in Duke and somebody else. So again, playing really good basketball. Very talented team. They got inside guys. They got guards. They can shoot the ball extremely well. It's probably one of the better shooting teams in our league. They are top 1 or 2 teams in our league and in the country. 38% 3-point shoot team. So again, they have good balance. And defensively, they still holding teams. Not in the 50s now, but it's just like low 60s. So.
And then on to next week in Charlotte, and again, I heard part of the conversation in the first hour there. But really, a great part of the college basketball experience for guys and teams is being able to go and play in their conference tournament.
Yeah, it's hard. Again, I've said earlier, we know how hard it is to make the NCAA tournament, but I think being able to be part of such a conference, the ACC, being able to your experience as a student athlete to be able to participate in the conference tournament is that's special.
To Coach Red Autry, and Coach, this is our final get together here.
Yeah.
And again, as we started out, I mean, it starts when we started in the fall, but bang, before you know it, here it is March, and a grind along the way. But thanks for showing up and participating. And I know people here in the stream chat have enjoyed it all season long. And thanks to Paige and Sean and everybody here at Carrabba's as well. But go Orange! Good luck on Saturday, Coach, and we'll see you soon.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
All right, we'll see you guys down the road. Thanks.